If you've been struggling to make passive income, then you need to watch this video because this Pinterest strategy I'm about to show you is making one fashion blogger at least $50,000 every single month. And look, no one's even talking about it. Today, I'm going to break down in this very short video exactly how she's doing it and how you can steal her blueprint step by step using the exact same free traffic that she's tapping into. Now look, here's the kicker. This isn't some massive brand. This is a regular account with regular views, but with the right click-through rate and the right monetization strategy, it's turned into a six-figure revenue machine every single year. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to replicate this for yourself in any niche. Enough talk, let's get into today's video. It's going to be a fantastic one. So you've joined me inside of the 50K Pinterest on steroids blueprint, and I'm going to show you 4 steps to steal her blueprint. Ethically, of course, we can steal the exact strategy and we can apply it to any single niche, so there's no issues there. Now, step 1 is we're going to pick a niche and we're going to do some keyword research. I'm going to show you how to do that in today's video. Step 2 is we're going to create some blog posts, or if you have them already, we can use those. There's no issues there. I'm going to show you how to do that in today's video. And step 3, we're going to create some pins manually or with AI. I always think AI is the way to go, especially in 2025, especially coming into 2026 too. And lastly, and most importantly, we're going to monetize that traffic with ads, with affiliate, and with email lists, pretty much anything we can choose. I'm going to show you all of it. Now, if you're thinking this is probably too good to be true, it's not, because there are many people making serious income on Pinterest. I am one of them. And if you want to get more information on all of my case studies and all of my income reports, feel free to sign up to my list, which is below this video. Check the link in the description and you'll be able to sign up for free. Quick pause. If you are enjoying the content and you really want to unlock the next level of success with Pinterest, then I urge you to sign up to my newsletter. I'm sharing the best tips, the most up-to-date tips, things that are working for me in 2025 in detail with step-by-steps of exactly how I am growing my Pinterest accounts across my several accounts, plus all my agency accounts. Plus, I have around 20 or so blueprints that give you the step-by-step methods of how I scale out accounts up to $10,000 with no jargon or fluff. Just exactly what I do and all the tools I use to scale up my Pinterest accounts. If you're interested, this is all 100% free, so please sign up with the link below this video. Let's carry on. So let's pop over to PinClicks. I'm a man of my word. I want to show you exactly how this account is making at least $50,000 a month, probably more, maybe a little bit less, but probably at least around that mark. Let's do the maths right now. I'm going to show you how I found this account and how I found all the competition accounts on Pinterest, and I use a tool and a software called pinclicks.com. Check out the link in the description if you want to find out more information. Pop over to the account explorer on the left hand side. Then you can see all of the accounts that are Pinterest, that I've got from Pinterest in terms of the data. You can see the monthly views, the monthly reaches, the followers, the pins and the boards. And if you scroll through these, it is listed by the highest monthly views to the lowest. You can add a few that you're following. You can check your own accounts. And importantly, what I do is I go ahead and go through these and I will check out pretty much anyone that I think looks interesting, especially in any niches that I think are interesting. And then I pull the data into my own resources and figure out how much they're making. So for example, if we go through this list here, we open up a few of these here. Some of these look really cool. This is the one that I found that I thought was really awesome. This is for tattoos individually, which, as you can imagine, is wild. How many tattoos can you have? Unlimited. How many tattoos are available in the world? Unlimited. So this one is making, well, we're going to check out how much it's making, but in terms of Pinterest, it has monthly views of around 10 million. It has almost 300,000 followers, 30,000 pins, etc. Tattoos is a fantastic niche to go into, but I do think you need to be a little bit unique with your ideas. But this is a good example. The one that I found that I think will be fantastic to share in this video is the one around fashion, okay? I love fashion. I think fashion is the place to be on Pinterest because it's always trending up. And I want to be part of any traffic that trends up. And I want to be part of any traffic that is constantly giving me eyeballs every single month with new keywords and existing keywords, because the more traffic that hits my site, the more revenue I'll make, okay? So fashion is where we're going to stay here. This is the account that I found that I think it will be fantastic to go through. Let's do some maths very quickly to see roughly how much income or revenue this particular account is making. So I'm going to grab everything here and I'm going to pop it into ChatGPT and ask it a basic prompt. So I'm going to press paste here. I'm going to go back up and I'm going to say, based on a 5% click-through rate on 10 million views on Pinterest, how much will this account make in ad revenue? Now remember, this account's going to make a ton more with affiliate because, as you can imagine, it's fashion related, but we're just going to do ad revenue for now, and then I'm going to do the maths. So the click-through rate is roughly 5%. It can be a little bit more, it could be a little bit less, but we'll do 5%. So if it's getting 10 million views per month, then it has around 500,000 clicks per month. And then the RPM, which is how much you get paid in your ad network for every 1,000 impressions. Just Google that if you're not too sure what that means. On the low end is around $20, on the medium end is around $30, and on the high end is around $50. So on average, this particular account, and from experience, I actually know that it's going to be around $40. So let's calculate it based on $40 RPM, which is very, very reasonable. The average revenue that this account is going to make based on $40 RPM, which is again the ad revenue, is at least $20,000. So $20,000 for ad revenue, and at least double that for affiliate and for also email marketing and sponsorships that you can have as well. That equals at least $50,000 just for this particular account. Of course, it can be more, it can be a little bit less, but the point is these accounts are making several $1,000s every single month. They are making it just from ads between $20,000 and $50,000. And I'm going to show you how to replicate that for free. So look, let's do step one first. We are going to pick a niche and do some basic keyword research. If you have access to Pinclicks, I would recommend starting there, but we can also do it on Pinterest Trends, which is 100% free, and we can use the Pinterest search bar. Now, to give you some examples of some of the niches that I think is fantastic, and just by looking at Pinclicks shows me that they are doing very, very well. This one is, I think, a fashion profile too. Let's take a look at the website, more fashion. This one is in food and recipes, which I think is a really, really very, very high RPM space to go into, and you're never really going to run out of anything recipe related, as you can see here. There are tons here. This one's based on gardening, so there's a whole variety of different niches you can go into. If in doubt, go over to Pinterest Trends and just check what's trending right there, and then you can start your journey with the niche that you think makes the most sense. So this is the Pinterest Trends account. Feel free to go through here. You can find it by going to trends.pinterest.com, and you can see all of the growing trends here and also some of the monthly trends. And of course, you can also check the yearly trends as well. The three biggest niches on Pinterest right now are fashion, are home decor, and is recipes. Okay, so probably for your first Pinterest account, you want to choose one of those three. Any of those three will do well, just based on what you are more comfortable with. If you really want to go narrow down, there are other niches you can check, and you can see those on the side here on the left hand side. There are tons of niches and interests here. Go into each one and you can check the search volume. And if you do have the Pinclicks plugin added here, which I do, you can see the search volume in terms of numbers as well, not just in terms of the graphics. So let's say we are going to go into the fashion space, because as I mentioned, that does really, really well. For example, we're going to go into hairstyles or winter fashion inspiration. We can click on the keywords. We can take a look at some of the trends, and then we can create our pins based on when it's trending and when it's not. So for example, obviously, if you're going to do winter fashion inspiration pins, you're going to wait till closer to winter to start creating them. As you can see, there's not as much search volume in summertime because it's a winter related keyword. So as I mentioned, pick one of the biggest niches here. Beauty, fashion, home, food will do fantastically well, and do some basic keyword research. Now, the best advice I can give you is to check your competitions. So if, for example, you do have Pinclicks and you find massive accounts like this, you can actually look at the keywords that are doing the best by scrolling through here. So for example, we've got hairstyles for Black women, we've got layered curly hairstyles, Christmas hairstyles for women, and you can see the position. You can even click on the actual pin itself, which is just wild because you pretty much have everything you need. You can creatively copy their parts of the campaign. Of course, don't copy absolutely everything. And you can definitely copy the structure. So in terms of the collage, 4 pictures, and then the call to action at the bottom, and also the title in the middle. So be very, very smart about looking at your competition. Of course, if you don't have Pinclicks, then you can just use Pinterest Trends. And what I'd recommend you do, back into our winter fashion inspiration keyword, is click on the pins at the bottom here, and then just open up like 15, 20 or so of your competition that you can see here. And then your main point will be trying to find the pins that stand out the most for this particular keyword. So as you can see, that it's a little bit different to the one we just saw. There is just one image for this particular keyword, and they've got one title in the middle. So definitely that seems to be working for this particular keyword. So when you're doing your competition research, check what your competition is doing and then follow suit. Now, I can go on for a very long time in terms of keyword research, but for now, I'll leave it as that. You can see these little bubbles at the top. Click on any of those bubbles and it will give you even more keyword inspiration. And then lastly, when you're on the main keyword section here in Pinterest Trends, you can add on lots of these keywords here, and it will overlay it against the map. And then again, you can do more keyword research, okay? If you want to learn more information about keyword research, sign up to my free newsletter. I go into extreme depth in there, much more than I can in this video, okay? But once you've got your niche and you've got a bunch of keywords that you know are trending, then we're going to move on to step 2. So step 2 is to create your blog post. So you've got your keywords now, you know your niche, fantastic, you know it's trending, it's got millions and millions of views in that particular niche because you're choosing the right ones. And now we're going to create some blog posts, okay? So the way that the process is going to work is I'll show you an example of a blog post and you'll see some ads that actually get served into it. That's how everyone makes their money. So back onto our hairstyle example, if we click on this pin here, we click to visit site. So this is the fashion blog, as I just mentioned. This is a basic blog that you can see with some information about the author. All of these ads at the bottom, the publisher, so the owner of the website is getting paid. There's ads on the side here. As you scroll through, you're probably going to see ads throughout as well. So this is how they're going to make their money, okay? And as I mentioned, the higher the RPM, so the higher the amount that advertisers pay you, the more money that you're going to have in your pocket. And as you can imagine, the more posts you have, and the more keywords you target, the more revenue you're going to make. So how do you create these blog posts? First off, you can just use what you have already. So if you have a fashion blog already and you've got blog posts on there in general, definitely start with those because they are your easiest way to get started and you already have images for them and you've already created it, so it makes sense. If you haven't got any articles, then of course you're going to have to get those created. You can do that in a number of ways: write it yourself, hire a VA, or utilize AI. Now, I'm not going to go into detail with this video, but this is what I use. Content Goblin is the place to be to create blog posts that are perfect for Pinterest. Sign up to Content Goblin. It is very, very cost effective and you can do it in literally a matter of clicks. Check out a link below this video if you want to learn more information about Content Goblin. I'll quickly sign into my account so you can see it. So as you can see, I've created lots of articles and images and I've got a few credits remaining. If you want to use the image listicles, you click on the left hand side here and then you can choose your quality of image. Somewhere around the middle, it makes the most sense. And you can check which image model is created for what type of content here. I always use long in terms of your section type. Pop your article topic in and then you can use a custom outline if you prefer. Add the amount of images that you want and then just hit generate, okay? It's super, super simple to create and you can integrate this directly into WordPress, so it literally is clicks of buttons, okay? As I mentioned, click the link in the description if you want to learn more information about Content Goblin. I use it all the time. So let's move on to step 3 now. As I mentioned, I want to keep this video relatively short. I don't want to go on for too long. I have a really, really in-depth videos on each part of this, so check out my YouTube channel if you want to get into more in-depth on any of these parts, or sign up to my newsletter, as I mentioned. So step 3 is going to be creating pins. Now this part is probably the simplest part and also probably the most fun part because you get to be a bit creative and also you can copy your competition pretty much word for word because your pin is going to be a little bit different because you have your own images. Now you can use a combination of different tools. So you can use Canva, you can use Content Goblin because they create AI listicle pins too, and also you can use blog to pin. Now I'd recommend you probably start with Canva first because it's very, very easy and simple to figure out. If you type in Pinterest and let's say fashion or food, you should be given tons and tons of templates, so we'll type it in there. And as you can see, some of these are premium ones, some of these are super free, but let's say we choose this one for example and we're looking to create some fall recipes. A perfect template for you to use pretty much straight away. Add your own images, add a few different texts and change the title a little bit and you're good to go. As I mentioned, Content Goblin does create pins too. I think it's probably easier here because they have so much more templates for you to use, and also you can be very, very creative with the pins that you're creating because you can do it in clicks of buttons. So you add your pin text here, you can add a prompt for each image, definitely add your domain, and then you can choose which style that you want, okay? Whichever one you want, just test a few. It doesn't really make a big difference at the beginning, and when you're ready, hit generate. Now, the other tool I recommend is Blog to Pin. And I use this not just for creating AI pins themselves, but also for automating my entire Pinterest account. So scheduling out all of my pins for me, also checking my analytics, and also generating descriptive boards with AI as well. So you can pretty much use the tool, which is kind of an all-in-one tool, to automate your account from pin creation to board creation. So definitely check out Blog to Pin, and I've got a whole video that I've had on Blog to Pin, like 30 minutes long, so feel free to check out that in YouTube. I'll add a link in the description. If you want to use Blog to Pin, again, there's a link in the description below. I'd recommend it. So just test between AI pins on Blog to Pin, also on Canva, and also on Content Goblin, and just find the one that works best for you. So cool, we've got step 1, step 2, and step 3 done. Now we're going to monetize your traffic, okay? So you've done the legwork. You've done the hardest part now, which is picking a niche, and you've got your keyword research. You've got a few blog posts that are ready to go, and you've created some pins. Just get like maybe 10 blog posts up, around 10 to 20 new AI pins up, and then just post those onto Pinterest and just get a feel and understand of what's working and what's not working. And then as you rank those things up, you'll be able to create more blog posts, change your pin designs, and just get a feel of and an understanding of what's doing well in your account, because every single account has its own metrics. And if I post the exact same content as you, my account will have a different type of impression basis to yours. So bear that in mind as well. And this is probably why I can share all what I share, because everyone can copy pretty much everything that I'm saying and get different types of results based on their account. So once you've done those things, step 4 is to monetize your traffic. Now, I'm just going to talk about ads today because ads is usually how I spend most of my time and effort, and that's the most amount of revenue that I receive on my personal websites. But two of the ad networks that I'd recommend for this type of campaign and for this type of business is going to be Mediavine, and it's going to also be Ezoic. So this is the first and probably the one that I'd recommend the most. This probably pays slightly higher in terms of RPMs, and they don't have the best support, but to be honest, the integration with your ads are fantastic. Okay, very, very easy to do. So I'd recommend starting here. However, sometimes they can be a little bit picky with the websites that they choose. So if you try this one first and you are not improved within about 30 days, then head over to option 2, which is going to be Ezoic. Not as picky in terms of who they decide to publish and work with. But again, and probably the support is slightly better, which is kind of surprising actually, but the RPMs are a little bit lower. So to be honest, you can only usually go with one at a time. So start with Grow or Journey by Mediavine first, and then go to Ezoic. These two are the ad networks that I'd recommend for this type of publishing campaign and business. Now, of course, if you want more information on that, feel free to sign up to my newsletter. I've got tons of information about how to get approved, what you're looking for, how to create your blog posts so they look and feel like a professional blog post and company. There's loads of information in my newsletter, so feel free to sign up to that. It's 100% free. And of course, you can't really talk about monetization if you're not thinking about affiliate networks. It will very much depend on the niche that you go into, but just for example's sake, if you're going into the fashion space and you're talking about, for example, dresses, there's 100% of a chance you're going to add affiliate links to other dresses, other summer wear, other winter wear, etc. And there's loads of different affiliate networks you can choose. If in doubt, always just use Amazon, because Amazon is free to set up and is very, very widely accepted across many blog posts and different website themes. So look, that's been a relatively short video, but I did want to just explain to you how the process works. Now, when you do this over and over again and you set up a campaign with multiple amounts of blog posts, so like hundreds of blog posts, and you're pinning 10 to 15 or 20 plus per day, and you do it over like 3 to 6 to 9, even a year plus, then this is where the real magic of Pinterest happens, because your entire campaign continues to compound, and then you just see this fantastic upward tick. And to give you an example of an account that I am doing that I'm taking my own advice and have been growing for probably around 9 months or so now, you can see this started around January and around 10,000 impressions, and it's grown significantly over that period to probably yesterday or so, it's nearly 200,000 impressions. So this is what I do for all of my accounts. I have several accounts in different niches, some in the same niche, and I compound the results of that account over many, many months to create to create really, really good, strong, very reliable, and pretty high monthly revenue using Pinterest. You can do the same. There's no difference between me and you. The only difference is experience and time. And if you follow the strategies in this video, and of course, sign up to my free newsletter, and importantly, avoid the mistakes and just do the things that actually work. So as I mentioned, if that all makes sense to you and you really want to see yourself explode with Pinterest and create consistent, recurring passive income using Pinterest, then sign up to my free newsletter below. There's no catch here, it's just loads of free information. Of course, if it sounds like it's a little bit too much or you just haven't got the time, I do have coaching sessions. I'll leave a link below this video so you can check those out. There's no pressure here. There's just something I offer if you are interested. It's super affordable too. Anyhow, that's it for me. I'll see you in the next video. Hope it's been a educational one for you. Feel free to add any comments in the comment box below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.